Welcome back, everyone. I'm Shane.
I'm Hannah, and this is Monday Grub Bag.
What is going on here?
I'm auditioning for the role of Hannah.
What?
I was gonna tell you.
Get out! Get out! I'm Hannah.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the actual Monday Grub Bag. Thanks to my niece Katie for the cute cameo pretending to be me. Good one, Shane. Funny, funny, funny.
Katie was here today and we had to go film this. And she was like, ooh, I'll be in it. And we were like, okay.
Uh-huh.
I think she'd make it great, Hannah.
Yep, thanks.
Alright, so this is Monday Grub Bag, the series where we answer all of your most burning questions. And Hannah, where do we get those questions?
From the comment sections of the other Monday Grub Bag videos.
So if you have questions, put them down below.
And just a little note, Shane has a blog on our community page that many of you subscribe to. And he wrote a post this past weekend answering a bunch of Monday Grub Bag questions that we have not gotten to because, you know, we get so many each week and obviously can't answer all of them.
It'd be a 9-hour video.
Yeah, and I have to say, Shane's written answers to the questions are probably even better than our spoken ones.
Thank you.
You just have a gift for it, so.
So you can read that by pressing the join button down below. Thank you to everyone that has already subscribed. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
This video is going to be a fun one. Stick around because I know the title feels a little clickbaity, but I have a new diagnosis and we're going to tell you all about it and what it means for my life and our life.
It's a weird word.
Going forward.
It's a word I've never heard before.
And we got a question that was like perfect for being able to tell you about this.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. But let's begin. We got lots of great questions this week.
Yep. All right, question number 1. Whose idea was it to start the YouTube channel and did the other person need convincing? How did you convince them?
Ooh, who wants to answer this?
Well, short answer is that it was Shane's idea. Long answer is that, I mean, first of all, my memory is a little blurry since it was like 5 years ago. But it was Shane's general idea. He thought it would be fun. At the time, I was also taking an arts TV class in college for just like an arts credit because I really liked like the filming and editing and stuff. And so that kind of got us into thinking about it. And
yeah.
But like posting public videos was definitely Shane's idea.
And that took a little convincing. Hannah is a very introverted and quiet person. Unless you get to know her, then she won't shut up. But
good one.
Getting her to agree to do it was like a bit of a process.
Yeah.
I don't remember how, and it wasn't like that hard. You weren't like, no, I'm not doing it. But you were like, oh.
I wasn't super against it. I think the difference is that like you were hoping that we would get subscribers and like people would watch. And I was like, Shane, I don't think anyone's gonna watch, but I like editing the videos and I think it'll be fun, so let's just do it.
Yeah.
When you were like, no, I think we could really like make a YouTube channel and people will watch, and I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I have been...
Joke is on me.
I've been writing about and sharing my life for 10 plus years. I've always written about my disability and my life, and so I knew that like people find it unique and interesting, and I thought that our relationship dynamic was just like a million times more interesting. So we did it.
Yep. All right, question number 2. I am from Minneapolis, and I know there are a lot of mosquitoes in Minnesota. How does Shane deal with mosquitoes when he is outside?
Not to overly plug my blog that we already mentioned, but
oh my God.
like 2 weeks ago, I wrote a post
about mosquitoes.
About a mosquito experience from hell.
And it's my favorite blog post ever. It is so detailed. It is excruciating. Can I read an excerpt?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, you have it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read an excerpt from Shane's blog about mosquitoes. This is kind of a hint of how he deals with it.
And then I'll show you how I actually do it.
Like, this is how he describes seeing a mosquito. They come out of nowhere and then all at once. My eyes focus on a single mosquito dancing along our windshield, searching for a way in. Then I notice another, then another. As my eyes adjust to the dimming light, I realize with immense dread that the air around us in every direction is thick with a pulsing, vibrating, buzzing hum. Mosquitos fill the evening sky. They move in terrible black clouds. They blanket the brush before us in ankle-high, agitated chaos. Every window of our car is covered. Dozens, hundreds, thousands. It's like an actual horror movie come to life. That paragraph ends with, their family of millions lick their lips and cackle at our fear. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it continues. Shane does not enjoy not just mosquitoes, but bugs of any kind.
And the reason is because, to answer your question, I can't really deal with them. I have, this is my maximum arm movement.
Yeah.
You're seeing it right here. If there is a bug anywhere that's not right here, I can't help get it. So, here's what we do. Hannah, on my neck. Oh, my foot. My left arm, left shoulder. And this is while she's driving or whatever we're doing. And so when I am outside and there's not someone right near me and there's mosquitoes present,
then you go inside.
It becomes a very frustrating thing. So I don't like mosquitoes, not one bit. I've had so many moments in my life where I've been outside alone and a mosquito lands on me in an area I can't reach, and I just have to wait while it sucks my blood.
Wow.
And I just get to go, there it is, that itches.
I told you that I went through a phase where I found out the mosquitoes need blood to lay their eggs. That's what they're doing. I went through a phase, I was 13 when I found that out, of not killing mosquitoes. I would let them land on me, take my blood, and fly away.
That is sadistic. I don't like
no,
that.
it's not. Wouldn't it be masochistic?
Masochistic.
No, it wasn't, because it wasn't I was just being nice.
But it doesn't feel good.
I didn't care, Shane. I was donating to the mosquito family. I stopped very quickly. It was twice, but I did. It was a small phase.
And I know that mosquitoes are important, everyone. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but there's excess of them in northern Minnesota.
Yeah.
Too many because they're there. Obviously something is not eating them. All right. Question number 3. Oh my God, you put this on this list? I do not understand this. Can you guys make out passionately on YouTube? Show us all how in love you two are. Is that a joke or is that a real one?
That was a real question. I don't use fake questions.
No, I just mean was the person being, were they being sarcastic?
That was the extent of their comment, so I have no idea. And I just put it because I think it's so funny that people think that if we were faking, that making out on camera
I love that.
would prove that we are not.
Wouldn't we be making out on camera a lot more if we were faking?
It feels to me like the logic of a 11-year-old on the playground at recess, and they're like, oh yeah, if you like Kathy so much, kiss her. And everyone goes, ooh. It's such a childish thing. So, thank you for that rude comment.
Okay. All right, Shane. Here's a question for you. Why does Shane's voice sound like he has a perpetual cold? Which I don't think is true. I don't know what that means.
This gives me a chance to tell you about my new diagnosis, which is not so much a change in my body, but rather a diagnosis to explain something that I've lived with my whole life.
Yeah.
SMA does, in a small way, affect the way I speak. My tongue is a muscle, my jaw requires muscles to move, speech requires muscles, and I have beach muscles. So, speech is affected in varying forms for, different people. I don't think my voice sounds much different than your average male 30-year-old voice, but I recently had a doctor's appointment, and it was with my neurologist, and after that appointment, I received in my patient portal a write-up of his notes for that visit. And I noticed something that I've never seen before. I'm going to have Hannah read it for you.
Okay. Shane is awake, alert, in no apparent distress.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. You have been described glowingly, I would say. He shows good volume of speech without overt hypophonia.
Which I defined for you below. I didn't know what that was.
An abnormally weak voice.
So I do not have an abnormally weak voice.
He does have baseline dysarthria.
That's what I said.
Huh?
That's how I read it too.
Dysarthria?
I went I have no idea.
Dysarthria?
Dysarthria, which I also defined below.
Dysarthria occurs when the muscles you use for speech are weak or you have difficulty controlling them. Dysarthria often causes slurred or slow speech that can be difficult to understand. And then he says, which is mild and does not affect intelligibility.
So, just like that, at the age of 30 years old, I was given a name and a diagnosis for this slight speech difference that I have.
Yeah, you were like, what do I have?
I was like, dysarthria, and I got all scared and began like Googling. I was like, what does that mean? So I have dysarthria. It's a hard word to say, especially when you have dysarthria.
Wow.
That was a great joke. I'm so happy I said that. Anyway, yeah, this is my new diagnosis, and I'm just happy I have a word for it now.
Yeah.
I think when people from now on are like, why does your voice sound like that?
Dysarthria.
I'm going to say it's dysarthria. It's a medical condition.
All right, question number 5. Have you ever had any awkwardness living with your parents? I don't think we've really had any awkwardness. Did you have a...
I have one example
Oh, go
I can
ahead.
think of. You were carrying me to the shower once, and my naked bottom and everything involved was out in the open as you carried me, and your mom came around the corner and saw all of me in all of my glory.
Wow.
And she very quickly was like, oh, and we were like, showering, no! And so, it wasn't that awkward, but...
I genuinely barely remember that.
Maybe you blocked it out.
I must have blocked it out because I genuinely don't remember that. Wow.
Generally, no, there's not really awkwardness, though.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we get into little, disagreements, like, oh, who ate the last of my cookies, or, where's the milk?
Yeah.
But that's really the extent of it, I would say.
Yeah. All right, next question. What was the process of Hannah joining Shane in speaking engagements? Was it casually discussed after you started dating, or how did it come about? So I didn't join Shane in speaking engagements until our YouTube channel got bigger and requests started coming in for both of us. And so we started doing those. Shane used to do speaking engagements with his cousin Sarah for Laughing at My Nightmare. And Sarah was never really that into doing speaking engagements. I think similarly to me, where I'm like, I don't feel the need to do them like that. It's really...
I have no burning passion for it.
It's nerve-wracking, Shane is really into it, and I'm more stressed about it. So she, and then when he was living in Minnesota, it was obviously very difficult for them to do speaking engagements together because they were in separate states. So it made more sense for us to do them. And that's how we kind of gradually started doing them, and now we do a lot of them.
Yeah, Hannah, for all her nervousness about it, is a phenomenal public speaker, and really commands a presence when she's telling stories. So once she begins, it's great, but leading up to that, she's like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. I don't know why we're doing this.
I have never felt in my life like I commanded a presence, Shane.
I feel like you do. I feel like the audience is waiting on your every word.
Wow. Doesn't feel like that. Feels like I'm going to throw up.
That's the gift of a talented public speaker.
All right, last question. You mentioned in this video that Hannah can get riled up over some things and needs to argue her point. What's the funniest/strangest thing she's argued about? Well, Shane, this feels like a question for you.
We've had a few really great arguments over the years that were about very, very silly things. And I think it should be noted that when we get into an argument, we're both very stubborn people. So even though Hannah gets riled up easier than me, once we're arguing, I will not back down. And that caused the problem in these arguments. One, you might all remember from the early days of our YouTube, and that was our disagreement about the color of a tennis ball.
Oh, yeah. It's yellow.
I maintain that they are green.
Okay.
And we got into such a big fight that we were not speaking.
It was weeks long.
Yeah.
It wasn't we weren't speaking for weeks, but for weeks we would continually, anytime it would come up, we would fight about it.
We went to a tennis shop to like ask someone,
Yeah.
and they were like, why are you here?
Yeah, they were confused.
But that was one that I can remember. Do you remember any others?
I remember the first one, the first really big fight we had. It was on our road trip. It was pre-YouTube channel, I think. And we had a fight about whether swimming or football was a more difficult sport. And I got so mad at you that that was the maddest I had ever been at you and maybe have ever been at you during that fight. I was so angry. I remember driving and just being so mad at you.
And this is funny. Like, I think going hand in hand with Hannah getting riled up is like when we're arguing about silly things like that, Hannah stays riled up and like angry and wants to argue and win. And I, even though I won't back down, I find it really funny. So I laugh and that enrages her. Like when I begin to laugh mid-argument.
Because like in the football swimming one, you did think that was like kind of funny, and it did enrage me that you were laughing. But you also, in more serious arguments, you will laugh as a like nasty FU type thing.
It's not a nasty.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Shane, if we are having a serious argument, Shane, if we are having a serious argument, not a silly one,
right.
A serious one, like when we were having that argument over the computer that we made the video about
right, yeah.
You would start snickering and laughing, and you do this thing that's like, like you poor thing, you're so stupid. That is like the sense that your laughter gives.
I can't help it.
Yes, you can. I cannot deal with that sarcastic, like pitying laughter.
And understandably, it's a horrible trait that I have.
And I'll be like, because now we know about it, so I'll be like, you're doing it.
And then I'm like, oh, I was laughing. But during silly arguments.
Yeah, then you'll laugh about the football, and I'll be like, why are you laughing?
You're like, this is an argument, why are you laughing?
Are you mocking me?
Anyway, we haven't had too many arguments, funny or serious, that have resulted in like actual ongoing anger.
Yeah.
But the tennis ball one and the swimming one did.
Yep.
So we're gonna end our video
on that note.
Angry.
Want to keep talking? We'll turn the camera off and keep talking about your little Snickers.
No, I'm gonna laugh and then you're gonna walk out and I'm stranded here. Mosquitoes.
I'll release a batch of mosquito eggs into the room. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Have a great Monday.
Yep.